ॐ दक्षिणास्य समारम्भा शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ता स्मर्या गुरुपरम्परा श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। परिज्ञानाश्रम श्रीगुरुशङ्कर परिज्ञानाश्रम शङ्कर सद्गुरु केशव वामन कृष्ण पाण्डुरङ्ग आनन्द परिज्ञान गुरु सद्यो जात शङ्कर सद्गुरु गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुराः सुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Bhagwan Krishna has been gradually bringing Arjuna up to the level of Vishwarupa Ishvara Bhakti or Vishwarupa Ishvara Upasana from the 7th chapter onwards. As we know, 7th chapter onwards, Lord Krishna is talking about Ishvara Swarupam in the form of his Apara Prakriti, Para Prakriti, and gradually in the 9th and 10th chapters, Krishna is preparing the intellect of Arjuna and in turn our intellects to see and to appreciate the entire manifest universe, whatever we see around us, whatever is around us, to see that as nothing but the manifestation of Ishvara. Now, how is it possible to see everything as Ishvara? Now, our scriptures, Shastra, gives a certain explanation for this. Now, what is that explanation? Now, whatever is a product, whatever is the karyam, it should have a karanam or a cause, correct? When I see this jagat, I know that it is something which is solidly perceptible by me and it is a product, it is a karyam. If the jagat is a karyam, there should be a karanam for it. And many times the karanam may not be available for direct perception. The karanam is always that which is the very substance, the very content of the karyam. And what we see is only the name and form. But then the vision of a Vishwarupa Ishvara Bhakta or a Virat Bhakta, according to our Shastras and as per Krishna, is that as you are dealing with any karyam, any product, let your mind be on the karanam. Karye karana buddhi. This is what is called as being or having a vision of the karanam. Now, if the jagat is the karyam, then there must be some karanam which may not be available for direct perception. But then, what is that karanam which we are not aware of, which we are not able to really perceive? And that is what Lord Krishna is trying to say from the seventh chapter onwards, saying that Maya tatam idam sarvam. He says, I am the very content of this entire manifest universe. What does it mean? I am the very Karanam. By my Paraprakriti and Paraprakriti, I am the Karanam in which the entire Jagat is literally Otam Protam. Mai Sarvam Idam Protam Sutre Manigana Iva, he said in the seventh chapter. What does it mean? That means in the Karyam or in the product, the Karanam is literally woven. You cannot sometimes separate the Karanam from Karyam. Now, when we are, looking at a fabric like this, ultimately, what is the Karanam for this fabric? This is a effect. This is a Karyam. But then behind this Karyam, what is there? The cross threads and the long threads of whatever this, garment is made of, the fiber. That is the Karanam. But then when we are watching this or experiencing this, cloth, where is our buddhi? It is only our vision, and our buddhi is only in the karyam, in the name and form. But then what our shastras say is that we have to train our mind to see that the karyam is a mere name and form. The karyam is nothing but that which is made up of a karanam or cause, which is not seen clearly. But when you're handling the karyam, when you're seeing the karyam, when you're transacting with the karyam means the product or the effect. Whenever you're transacting with the karyam, actually you are transacting or you are in touch with the karanam. Now let me give you one example. Now this is a chain. Fine. I'm touching this chain. I'm transacting with this chain. I'm wearing this chain. Now this chain is the karyam or the product, correct? But then what is it that it is made up of? What is the karanam? Gold is the karanam, correct? When I'm touching this chain, when I'm doing any vyavahara with the chain, when I say I'm wearing the chain, what am I wearing? It is actually the gold that I'm touching the chain. What am I touching? It is actually the karanam. So karye karana buddhi. That kind of a subtlety of the mind is necessary after I have gone through karma yoga and Ekarupa Ishvara Upasana, which we saw all this time. Therefore, Krishna says that, look Arjuna, this entire Jagat is nothing but my Karyam. I am the very Karanam. Both the Upadana Karanam, Upadana means what? Material cause, as well as the Nimitta Karanam, that is the intelligent cause. Apara Prakriti, the matter principle, my Apara Prakriti, Krishna says, is manifesting itself in the form of this varied names and forms matter. And my Paraprakriti, I, my Tattvam, is that which is actually Otam Protam in this entire universe. I am the cause as the existence, the Satta of this Karya Prapancha. I am as the consciousness or the chit is actually the adhishtanam of this entire jagat. Therefore, maya tatam idam sarvam. I am the very cause, and I as the cause in here, or completely I am in and through the entire effect or karyam. Therefore, Arjuna, when you're looking at the universe, when you're transacting with the Jagat, whatever may be your transaction, may you have the buddhi that your vision, your buddhi is trying to be connected to the Karanam than the Karyam. Now, in this ornament, can I have gold buddhi rather than the chain buddhi? It is possible. I have to train my mind to see that this is gold. So, what am I transacting with? Gold. Similarly, if Jagat is the Karyam and Ishvara means God or Ishvara, Saguna Rupataya, we can call it as the manifest universe with names and forms, or Paraprakrititaya, the very Tattvam of Ishvara, is the cause. So, can I have Ishvara Buddhi whenever I'm transacting with the Jagat? This is called as Vishwarupa Darshana. To see that whatever I see, whatever I transact with, I see that it is nothing but Ishvara. And whatever is available to me for transaction is a mere name and form. But the ultimate content of this name and form is Ishvara. Both its para and apara prakritataya, Ishvara is manifesting as the entire universe. And Arjuna, though was told about it continuously in 3 chapters, 4 chapters, we can say 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, he expressed his desire to see this, with his own eyes. He wanted to see. So he requested Lord Krishna, and we have seen what all happened. And initially, the very vastness of this picture, the very size of this picture that he saw, without any gaps anywhere between, no Adi, no Madhyam, no Antam, wherever he saw Krishna. And it was a time of Vismaya for him. It was something which gave him a lot of Ashcharya, wonderment, and he was actually, wow, we say, totally lost by that Vismaya, in that Ashcharya or Vismaya, wonderstruck. But soon he saw that it was not merely something which was very, very pleasant picture, but he saw that there was so much of destruction also seen here in the form of Lord Krishna, as though he was swallowing all people. His open mouth with all his dangerous looking canines and teeth, and there was so much of fire emitting from the mouth, as if that fire in the mouth of the Lord was almost swallowing everybody and the whole universe. This Ugra Rupa, or this not so Saumya Rupa of Ishvara, was something which Arjuna got confused with. See, this is what happens when we are not well prepared to see the Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa does not mean only one thing, only the Saumya Rupa as we imagine our Ishta Devata to be. In Vishwarupa Ishvara Darshanam, we have to be willing to see the pairs of opposite, everything. Because in Vyavaharika Prapancha, when we see the Jagat, there is right, wrong, good, bad, birth, death, everything. And as Vishwarupa Ishvara manifests both sides. We have no choice. We cannot choose. We cannot say that in Vishwarupa I'll see only the good things as Ishvara. That, of course, in the 10th chapter, Krishna enumerated all his glories, only good things he talked about. Why? For a gross mind, probably so many things can remind one of Ishvara. But in the 11th chapter, he's bringing Arjuna's mind to a subtler level, where Arjuna is able to see that the entire Jagat is Ishvara with the Saumya Rupa as well as the Ugra Rupa. But unfortunately, Arjuna is not prepared to see this Ugra Rupa, and he gets scared. So first was the reaction or response of Ascharya, Vismaya or wonderment. The next is Bhayam. Bhayam, why? Another important thing we should know. When do I get scared of anything? When I see myself different from the other. When I have a distance between me and another person, that person can create fear in me. When I see Ishvara or Lord as separate from me or different from me, God Himself, Ishvara Himself or herself or itself can create fear in me. And what did Arjuna do? When he saw the Vishwarupa, he did not realize that he is an integral part of the Vishwarupa. Correct? See, when I'm watching the Vishwarupa, I'm not different. I'm not separate from Vishwarupa. Like a jigsaw puzzle, every piece is integral to that total picture. Like that, every one of us is an integral aspect of the entire Vishwarupa. If I separate myself and try to look at Vishwarupa, naturally I'm going to get scared because I am such a small alpa individual and the samashti is so huge, and the Ugra Rupa I cannot, or the Ugra aspect or the negative aspect or that which is, okay, the most feared one, death, that I'm not able to tolerate. So what was Arjuna's problem? Arjuna did not see himself as an integral part of Vishwarupa. He saw himself as a separate individual and Vishwarupa's Krishna as something separate. This was the cause of his fear. So, what do we learn from these things? Two things our Shastras say. One is learn to see the Karanam in the Karyam, Karye Karana Buddhi. Secondly, understand that in the whole Jagat called as Karyam, I am also an integral part of that Karyam. Otherwise, everything is something which I will be scared of. Now, this is what happened to Arjuna. And suddenly he stops Lord Krishna and asks him, what is this? Who are you? What is your purpose? Why are you here? So we completed the 30th verse last time. So now we'll go to the 31st verse now. So what does he say? What does Arjuna say? आख्याहि मे को भवानुग्ररूपः नमोऽस्तु ते देववर प्रसीद विज्ञातुमिच्छामि भवन्तमाद्यं न हि प्रजानामि तव प्रवृत्तिम्. हे देववरा, exalted among all devas, hey Lord Krishna, may you show your grace to me. May you give me your prasadam. Prasida means, may you be gracious to me and, give me your prasada. Of what? He's asking, Akhya hi make ko bhavan ugra rupaha. Please tell me, Akhya hi. Please tell me, who are you? Bhavan Ugra Rupaha, who is this? I have never seen you like this. What is this Ugra Rupa of yours? And I am so much fearful of you. Namostute, hey Devavara, I pray to you with folded hands. Vijnatum ichhami. I want to know very clearly. I want to understand very clearly what Bhavantam Adyam. You, who is the very beginning of this creation, I know that. But then this kind of a picture, it is not only a wonderful picture, but it's also something which is very, very fear-evoking picture. So who are you, Lord? Who are you? And I want to know, what is your function here? What is it that you are up to? Prajanami tava pravritim nahi prajanami. I do not understand what you are here for. Pravritti means what is your cheshta or what is your action, what is your function, what are you here for? Now, Bhagavan answers Arjuna's question and tells him that I am the very principle of Kala. Kala means what? The one who gradually gives rise to degeneration, deterioration, and ultimately death. So I am that principle called Kala. So here, that's why we said in the previous verse, Kalagni. I said his mouth was, Lord's mouth in the Vishwarupa was almost like a ball of fire, swallowing everything. And it was as if Bhagavan was enjoying his meal of swallowing all people. And we saw that Dashanantare, how all the bodies were stuck. It was a kind of a symbolic and a kind of a picture that was given. That's all, to make us understand how Kala, without any kind of a, no compassion for Kala. When the time comes to destroy means to resolve something back, Kala will resolve it. There is no question of any kind of, okay, I'll leave you for some time, later on I'll, no, that's the thing like that. So Bhagwan now wants to say, I am that very principle Kala. And Arjuna, if you want to accept me with my Saumya Rupa, you have to learn to accept me in this form also. If you only want my Saumya Rupa, be contented with Eka Rupa Ishvara Bhakti, Eka Rupa Ishvara Upasana. Any good form that you want to think of and meditate over that form, that is all right. But then if you want Vishwarupa, you should be willing to take me, accept me fully, in total, the total picture. So he says, Kalosmi Lokakshaya Krit Pravriddhaha लोकान् समाहर्तुमिह प्रवृत्तः ऋते पीत्वा न भविष्यन्ति सर्वे येव स्थिता प्रत्यनीकेषु योधाः. Arjuna, I am the Kala, the principle of Kala, that which really takes the responsibility of apakshaya and mrityu, degeneration and disappearance, and lokakshaya pravriddha, when the time comes for a part of the loka or the entire loka means the entire manifest universe at the time of pralaya, then I am here to resolve it. Lokakshaya pravriddha, lokan samahartum iha pravriddha. At this time, here, all these people who are here are have reached a situation or a time where the time has come for them to be swallowed by me. Therefore, here, iha, lokan samahartum. I am here to literally resolve and swallow all these people who are here. That is my function here right now. Rite pitva na bhavishyanti sarve. Look, Arjuna, even if you are not there in the picture now, even if you refuse to fight the war, even if you go away from the war and then go to the forest as you are desiring to do and take sannyasa, don't worry. These people are already swallowed by me. Their time has come. They have already been swallowed and digested by me. Your presence, your absence, you are fighting this war has absolutely nothing to do with the existence of these people or the death of these people. So, ritepitva, in spite of you or not in spite of you, na bhavishyanti sarve, these Bhima, Drona, etc., they are not going to be there. Their time has already come. Those people, ye avasthita pratyanikeshu yodhaha, all these yodhas, all these people who are fighting, prati anikeshu, on both the sides of the army, the time has come for them to be swallowed by Kala. And I am manifesting here as the Kala or the Mrityu principle. Therefore, तस्मात् त्वमुत्तिष्ठ यशो लभस्व जित्वा शत्रून् भुङ्क्ष्व राज्यं समृद्धम् मय्यैवैते निहताः पूर्वमेव निमित्तमात्रं भव सव्यसाचिन्. Very common verse, isn't it? But we only remember last part. Nimittamatra bhava savyas. Remember that. Doesn't matter even if we. So, therefore, Arjuna, tasma, get up. Fight this war. Yasholabhasva. Look, though I am going to swallow all these people, though I am going to destroy these people, let the yasha or the kirti of winning over these people come to you. Yasholabhasva. That's what he's saying. That's what Bhagwan Shankaracharya says in his Bhashya. Though I am finishing them off, may you get the yashas, may you get the kirti that Arjuna fought these people for the sake of dharma and killed all these people who supported adharma. Let the yasha be yours for you, and let whatever has to happen, leave it to me. Okay, that I have already done what is to be done. Yasholabhasva jitva shatrun. You fight and you win over these enemies. Bhungshva rajyam samriddham. May you establish a very dharmic and a strong raja. Then, Maiye vaite nihata purvameva. These people have already been swallowed by me already. Therefore, Arjuna, nimitta matram bhava. May you become only a nimitta for their destruction. You are not really the doer. You are not really the karta of destroying them. Neither you are the killer nor they are the killed. The time has come for these body, mind, sense complexes to disappear. And as Kala, I have already come. I need a nimitta. This war is a nimitta. You are a nimitta. And all these people who are gathered here, whoever has to go among these, they are already there, digested by me. So, nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Savyasachi means, it seems Arjuna was very adept at shooting the arrows even with his left hand. So he was ambidextrous. With both the hands he could fight, he could, sort of release the arrows. So such a person is called as a Savyasachin. Therefore, Arjuna is called as a Savyasachin. Savya, left hand also, he is able to do whatever he is supposed to do. Then next he says, Dronancha Bhishmancha Jayadhratancha कर्णं तथान्यानपि योधवीरान् मया हतास्त्वं जहिमा व्यथिष्ठा युध्यस्व जेतासि रणे सपत्नान्. Already Krishna is telling him, you jetasi, you have already won this war against your enemies, because maya hataha tvam jahimam, tvam jahi mam vyathishta. You win. Ma vyathishta means what? Don't worry about it. Let there be no vyatha in you that you have killed them, because you are only the nimitta. The time for their disappearance has come. And who are they? All these people, yes, all these people. Pratyanikeshu Yodha was already told in the 32nd verse. But why is Krishna mentioning specifically Dronancha, Bhishmancha, Jayadrathancha, Karnam? So he's talking about these four people. What happened to Duryodhana and other Anyan? He's saying Tatha Anyanapi, others also. But then these four names he is taking. Why? Drona, of course, Guru. Bhishma, of course, the Pitamaha. But at the same time, Drona also was the guru of archery or Dhanur Vidya for Arjuna. And also Drona was supposed to have all the divine weapons with him. Bhishma, why? Bhishma was an Ichhamarani. He could die anytime he wanted. He had that vara from his father. So he's a Ichhamarani. Jayadratham. Why these four people are Arjuna's concerns? Arjuna is concerned more about all these four people, mostly these people. Why Jayadratha? Who is this Jayadratha? As the war was going on, it seems Jayadratha's father was doing a penance to say that whoever kills my son and whoever removes, generally in the war, when this one, it's generally seen that the heads, it seems, of the people are literally they are beheaded, or the head falls to the ground. So it seems he said that he was doing this tapas, saying that whoever makes the head of my son fall to the earth, that fellow's head will also fall. Okay, that means the one who kills my son will also get killed. That was the vrata, and that was the tapas at that time Jayadratha's father was doing. So what did Krishna do? When Jayadratha was killed by Arjuna, he saw to it that Jayadratha's head went and fell in the lap of his father. So there was no way of that was Krishna's grace that helped. So Jayadratha was that. Karna, what about Karna? Karna was also somebody who was blessed by Surya. He was blessed by Indra. He had the divine astras like the Nagastra. So, if at all Arjuna was really kind of worried about a few people in the opposite army, they were mostly Drona and Bhishma. Then, of course, people like Jayadratha, Karna. And I don't think Duryodhana and his brothers were much of a competition for Arjuna at all, because he did not really have to think about it at all. Then, so he says that Maya hataha tvam jahi. I have already finished them, but you win. Ma vyathishta. Don't worry about what is going to happen. Yudhyasva. Do your swadharma. You do your swadkarma. Jeta sirane sapatnan. Sapatnan means enemies. May you win over your enemies. I have already done what has to be done. You do what you have to do. Don't worry about it. Next, Sanjaya talks now. Sanjaya is telling now Dhritarashtra. ये तच्छ्रुत्वा वचनं केशवस्य कृताञ्जलिर्वेपमानः किरीटी नमस्कृत्वा भूय एवाह कृष्णं सगद्गदं भीतः प्रणम्य. So still our Arjuna still has not come out of that fear, in spite of Krishna already telling him that the future is already decided, Arjuna. You just do what you have to do, nimitta matram bhava. And Sanjay is saying that after hearing Keshava saying this, after listening to this, what did Arjuna do? He was still trembling. Vepamanaha kiriti. Here kiriti is Arjuna. Arjuna is literally trembling with fear. So what did we do? He folded his hands. Namaskritva. Okay. What did he do? Bhuya evaha Krishnam sa gadgadam bhita pranamya. Gadgada. His voice became literally like, choked. He was literally trembling in fear. He was folding his hands in front of Bhagwan, and with a choked voice, he talked to Krishna. And here it was what? It was Ashcharya is over. Now fear, slowly the fear is coming down, because Krishna is really giving him that confidence that you don't have to worry, you do what you have to do. I will do what I have to do. So now what does Arjuna say? Arjuna uvacha sthane hrishikesh tava prakirtya jagat prahrishyatyanurajyate cha रक्षांसि भीतानि दिशो द्रवन्ति सर्वे नमस्यन्ति च सिद्धसङ्घाः sthane rishikesha. Hey rishikesha. Rishikesha means, the consciousness behind all the sense organs is called as rishikesha. So God or Krishna or Ishvara, being that very consciousness behind the functioning of the mind and all sense organs, Bhagwan is called by the name Rishikesha. So he says, hey Rishikesha, it is definitely now valid. I understand. Sthane Rishikesha tava prakirtya. Okay. By your prakirti, it is valid that your kirti jagat prahrishyati anurajyateva. People are really surprised and wonderstruck and happy. Some of them, most of them, looking at your glories and what you are doing. At the same time, it is also valid that adharmic people like the Rakshasas and Asuras, Rakshansi, Bhitani, Dishodravanti, they are just running away in whatever direction they can, because people who are not prepared for this, adharmic people, those who are not aligning themselves to Dharma and Ishvara, definitely they cannot stand, they cannot even stand what it is going to be. He has seen that. This is symbolic representation. Look, all the Rakshasas and Adharmic people are literally running helter and skelter. But those who are the, Siddha Sangaha, those who are the exalted beings, Devas, Rishis, the Dharmic people, they are actually Anurajite, in the sense they are really happy seeing you in this way. Then he says, Kasmacha tena nameran mahatman gariyase brahmanopyadi kartre ananta devesha jagannivasa tvamaksharam sadasat tatparam yat. So here, why not Krishna? Kasmacha te na nameran mahatman. Hey Mahatma, hey Krishna, why should people not surrender to you? Why should people not do namaskara to you? Because you are the one with your laws, infallible laws. You are the one who are managing the entire universe. There is no scope for any kind of injustice happening here, because you are in charge, your laws are in charge. If at all I perceive anything as injustice and not happening properly, it is my misunderstanding. It is the dosha in my buddhi. It is not what you are doing. What you are doing, how you are actually as the, niyanta of the Jagat, as the one who is actually the Ishvara of. Ishvara means Aishwaryam Yasya Asti, the one who has got the overlordship over the entire universe. You cannot be doing anything wrong. And why not? Why not? Why should not people really surrender to you? Because Gariya say, you are so, even you are such exalted Ishvara, being God, you are the Adi Purusha. Brahmano api adikartre. Brahma, what is Brahma? Prajapati Brahma. You're even the cause or the karanam of even Prajapati Brahma. You are the Prapitamaha, which Arjuna is going to say in the next few verses. You are even the karanam or the cause of Chaturmukha Brahma Prajapati, the very progenitor of the entire human race. You are the Adi, you are the beginning, even earlier to Brahma. Why not? You being so exalted, you are the one who has literally handed over the Vedas to Brahma. That is who? Prajapati Brahma. Yo Brahmanam vidadati purvam yo vai vedanscha prahinoti tasmai. Tamha deva matma buddhi prakasha mumukshur vai sharanam aham prapadye. This is how the Brahma Sutra start. So here he says, why not? You are that exalted Adi Deva, even the very cause of Chaturmukha Brahma, the originator of this entire universe. And who are you? Ananta Devesha. Ananta, you are that consciousness, infinite consciousness. Aksharam Brahma, what we saw, imperishable, infinite Deva. Deva means what? Consciousness. Devesha, consciousness, which is the Deva of all the Devas also. And who are you? Jagan Nivasa. Jagat Tishtati Yasmin. That is, the entire Jagat is situated or residing in which you are the very residence of this entire universe. Jagannivasa. Tvam Aksharam. You are who? Aksharam. Imperishable. Infinite consciousness. Sad Asat Tat Param. You are beyond the manifest universe and also the potential unmanifest universe in the Karana Avastha. You are that Sad means what? That which is available, Murta Prapancha and Amurta Prapancha. You are beyond, you are the very Adhishtanam, you are the very support, you are the very content of the Murta Prapancha. Murta means what? That which is clearly seen in names and form, and Amurta Prapancha also, which is in the potential form. So I know this, I understand this. This is what I have heard from rishis, my gurus. See, because Arjuna is also not an ordinary person. You see, he has also been exposed to the Vedas and he has also been in the Gurukulam. He has also studied under gurus. So he also has some idea about these things, some exposure to the Shastra. May not be that he has understood everything totally, and that is why Krishna has to come and teach him as a guru. So this is what he has perceived, he has heard from his gurus and from Shastra. That is what he is repeating. He said in the previous verse, in the previous chapter, in the 10th chapter, I have heard from rishis, from Deva Rishi Narada I have heard, and you yourself have told me about what you are, that you are the Devadi Deva. You are the one who is the cause of everything. I have heard this from rishis, from Shastras, and you yourself have reminded this to me many times. And therefore, now he's doing the stuti of Lord Krishna. That's what happens when you see something which is beyond your expectation, then automatically that stuti comes. What did Prahlada do when he saw Narasimha? Beautiful verses of stuti of Narasimha Avatara come about. So this is how now in Bhagavad Gita, seeing this Vishwarupa form, Arjuna is expressing his stuti or his worship in his expressing in this form. Next in the 38th verse. Tvamadi Purushah Puranaha Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Vettasi Vedyancha Parancha Dhama Tvaya Tatam Vishwam Anantarupa. Hey Anantarupa, hey Vishwarupa Krishna, Tvaya Tatam Vishwam, hey Anantarupa, this entire Jagat is Tvaya Tatam. Tatam means what? Pervaded. What did Krishna say in the 9th chapter? Maya tatamidam sarvam, he said, correct? So, this whole universe, whatever is here, is pervaded by you, hey Anantarupa. And who are you? Tvam Adi Devaha. You are that Adi Deva, the very beginningless beginning, without the causeless cause of the entire universe. Purushaha. Purushaha means you are the one who's residing in every body, mind, sense complex in the form of consciousness. You are that Purushaha. Purishete iti Purushaha. Purishete means the one who is abiding, the one who is available in every body, mind, sense complex as the consciousness Swarupa. You are the Purusha. You are Puranaha. Puranaha, the one who never wastes away and who is ever new. Ajo Nityah Shashvatoyam Puranaha. That Purana, ever new. All the time, there's nothing called any kind of a degradation or any kind of a apakshaya in you. Puranaha. Tvam asya vishwasya param nidhanam. You are the ultimate support of this entire universe. Nidhanam means again support. Param Nidhanam, the ultimate support. For you, there is no other support. You are the support of this universe, but you are not supported by anything. Then, where are you? Sve mahimni tishtate. That is what in the Upanishads it is said. Where is the support for this Ishvara or Brahman or Atma? What is the support? It is the support of by itself. It is established in itself, in its own support. It exists independently. Swatantrena sve mahimni tishthate. Sve mahimni, in its own glory. It is by itself without requiring any support from anything. But it is the very support of everything else. And who are you? Param Nidhanam we saw, Vetasi. You are the all knower. You know everything. You are the Sarvagnya, Sarvavit. You know everything. Vedyancha. You are the only one worth knowing. There is nothing else worth knowing. You are the only one, the only thing which is worth knowing. Ahameva Vedya. He says in Krishna later also, in all the Vedas, I am the one to be known. I means what? I, Brahman. He is talking here. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is talking as Ishvara, as Param Brahma. That's what we have to understand. So, you are the all knower, and the only thing which we should, or only thing worth knowing by us, and you are that Ananta Rupa. Then, वायुर्यमोऽग्निर्वरुणः शशाङ्कः प्रजापतिस्त्वं प्रपितामहश्च नमो नमस्तेऽस्तु सहस्रकृत्व पुनश्च भूयोऽपि नमो नमस्ते. Arjuna is emotionally so stunned by this, kind of contrasting rupa, ascharya, bhaya, so many things. The only thing he can do now is to do the stuti of Bhagavan. And he says, hey Bhagwan, I know now. I have been told and I know. And you have yourself told that you are manifesting as Vayu. You are the one who's manifesting as Yama. Vayu, Yama, Agni, Varuna, Varuna Devata, Shashankaha, moon. They are nothing but your own manifestations. They are just names and forms. You are appearing in all these forms. Prajapati Stvam. You are the Prajapati also. Chaturmukha Brahma Prajapati also. Prapitamahascha. You are even the Karta of Brahma, Prajapati Brahma also. You are something, the Karanam for that, for which we saw in the previous verse. You are also the Karta, Adikarta. You are that Adikarta. Namo Namaste Su Sahasra Kritva. 1,000 times, I have done probably namaskaras to you. Even further, I would like to. This is surrender one feels when he sees such a thing. When Arjuna sees that grace and that kind of a feeling that Arjuna gets is that 1,000 times I would have probably fallen at your feet and done namaskara. Again, bhuyopi namo namaste, again and again. It just shows the surrender in the heart of Arjuna. That's all. He's totally surrendering. Namaskara does not mean that so many times you fall at the no. What here he means is that I am totally surrendered and I know that, you are the one who's taking care of everything. And you are the manifesting as everything. There's nothing. This is what I have to understand. I just have to surrender to you. Tatha, again, next. Namah purastadata prishtataste namostu te sarvata yeva sarva ananta viryamita vikramastvam sarvam samapnoshi tatosi sarvaha. Lot of repetition here. Okay. Tatam vishvam ananta rupam tvaya tatam. Again now, that was in the 38th verse. Again in the 40th verse he says, samapnoshi tatosi sarvam. You are occupying the whole thing, covering everything. You're almost in and through everything. You're pervading everything. There is an Upanishad called Ishavasya Upanishad. The very first verse is Ishavasyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat. Whatever is there in this universe, yatkincha jagatyam jagat, whatever is there in this, Ishavasyam idam. It is the very abode. It is that which is completely pervaded by nothing but Ishvara. Same thing he's saying. And who are you? Ananta Virya Amita Vikramahatvam. Ananta Virya Amita Vikrama. That means what? Amita Bala and Ananta Viryam. Now we have to remember the definitions of Bhagavan. What is Bhagavan? Samagra Viryam, Samagra Yashas, Samagra Balam, Samagra Jnanam, Samagra Vairagyam, Samagra Shri. 6 bhagas of Bhagavan. So here 2 bhagas of Bhagavan he is again reiterating. Ananta Viryam and Ananta Balam. Okay. Amita Balam means what? That Balam, that you are the maintainer of this entire cosmos. What kind of a Bala it must be, isn't it? So many things we do not know. We are not even aware of a little small world around us. Just imagine the entire manifest world, the entire unmanifest potential world. And you are the one who is literally ruling over this with millions of laws, millions of laws. What kind of a viryam it must be, courage. What kind of a yashas it must be. What kind of a balam it must be. So Ananta Viryam Amita Vikramahatvam Sarvam Samapnoshi. You are pervading everything. There is nothing that can be without you. Like every gold ornament is in its every smallest particle of the ornament is gold. Okay, every drop of the wave is nothing but water. Similarly, everything that is there in the universe is you. That's why an Upanishad, there is one more Upanishad which says, Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. You are subtler than the subtlest particle of the atom. You are you are greater than the greatest, biggest thing in the universe. So that means you are that which is pervading everything from the minutest to the grossest. So therefore, for you, Namaha Purastad, Namaha Prishtataha, Namostute Sarvataha. Because everywhere you are only there. From the front, if I do namaskara to you from the front or from the back or from this side or that side, wherever it is, it is everywhere because you are everywhere. And my namaskaras to you from all directions. And then suddenly now here, Arjuna remembers that many times, without knowing this real Swarupam of Krishna as, the very Vishwarupa, as the very Brahman or the Adhishtanam of this entire universe, how he would have talked so lightly to him in their younger days when they grew up together and they were together. So suddenly he thinks of it and says, Sakheti matva prasabham yaduktam हे कृष्ण हे यादव हे सखेति अजानता महिमानं तवेदं मया प्रमादात् प्रणयेन वापि. Hey Krishna, so many times I have called you Hey Sakha iti, Hey friend, thinking of you as a friend. Many times I have made fun of you, Prasabham Yaduktam, and many times I have called you, Hey Krishna, come here. Hey Yadava, come here. Hey Sakha, let us go. I have addressed you like this as a friend. Of course, Ishvara is a friend to everybody because Mitra also, has no this one. Differentiation. When he is one with everything, he is a friend, no doubt. But Arjuna is feeling like that because still Arjuna sees himself as different from Ishvara. So either it is adulation or it is fear or it is Ascharya. So now it is adulation. Still he is seeing that, oh Krishna, you are this and I addressed you as Sakha. I addressed you as Yadava. Hey Krishna. How? Ajanata mahimanam tava idam. I did not know you are Mahima. No, unknowingly, I have probably made fun of you. pramadat, out of ignorance, out of oversight, or pranayenava, out of love and friendliness also, probably I would have done that. And not only that, next one, 42nd verse, yachavaha sarthamasatkritosि विहारशय्यासन भोजनेषु येकोतवाप्यच्युत तत्समक्षम् तत्क्षामये त्वामहमप्रमेयम्. So he says that, see, sometimes while sleeping or while, walking or while playing or while having food and all that, I must have made fun of you so many times. I must have probably, insulted you also. So what he says is, that is yacha avahasartham, sometimes for fun, asatkritosi, I might have insulted you also, asatkritosi, that is, I might have even done some apamana to you also. Eko athava api ekothava achyuta tat samaksham, all of them, each and every one of those things which I have, probably talked to you and said to you out of pramada, oversight, or out of mere friendship, or without knowing what you are, tat kshamaye, I hope that you will forgive me for all my whatever I have, if I have wronged you in any way, if I have caused any kind of, apahasa or insult, apamana to you, I have laughed at you or treated you, in a very small way, please forgive me. I expect to be forgiven by you. That's what he's saying. Then again, he comes back to glorifying Lord Krishna. Yeah, we have time. Pitasi lokasya characharasya tvamasya pujascha gururgariyan natvat samostyabhyadika kutonyaha lokatrayepya pratima prabhava. Pitasi lokasya aham bijam avyayam pitaham asmi jagataha mata asmi, he said in the 10th chapter. What did Krishna say? I am the avyaya bija. I am the endless, causeless cause. I am the father principle and the mother principle of whatever is there in this jagat. Lokasya, characharasya, that which is living and that which is non-living, everything in this jagat. I am the very karanam. Pita means I am the cause, I am the karanam. You are the karanam. Arjuna is doing stuti. So you are the karanam of everything that is there. Tvamasya, then pujyascha gurur gariyan. You are the very Jagat Guru. I mean, you are the Guru of everything. You are even Shrestha than all the Gurus that I am seeing here. So you are the ultimate Guru. Hey Krishna, na tvat samo asti abhyadhika kutaha anyaha. Kutonyaha. Is there anybody? Is there anything anyaha? Tvat samaha asti abhyadikaha. Anybody who is greater than you or equal to you? Na tvat sama. There is nobody else equal to you. Asti abhyadikaha. Nobody can be anything more than you are. That which is the highest. Paramarthika Satyam, what else it can be? As Vishwarupa, it is Saguna Ishvara. As Paramarthika Satyam, it is nothing but that one and the only Ekam Advitiyam consciousness. So what can be or who can be equal or greater to you? Equal or greater here, we have to understand it from Saguna Rupataya. Once we come to this knowledge, Tattvamasi, then Shastra equates the Jiva to Ishvara. Ishvara is not superior, Jiva is not inferior. Tat Tvam Asi, Aham Brahmasmi. The Shastra itself says that you are not different from Ishvara. But from the point of Saguna Ishvara, as Vishwarupa Ishvara, as the one who is actually the one power or that intelligence behind this entire running of this entire universe, is there anything or anybody who can equal you or can be more than you? As far as the Vishwarupa is concerned here. He's talking about the Vishwarupa Darshanam here. Then he says, next year he says, तस्मात् प्रणम्य प्रणिधाय कायं प्रसादये त्वामहमीशमीड्यं पितेव पुत्रस्य सखेव सख्युः प्रियः प्रियायार्हसि देव सोढुम्. So please, Lord Krishna, hey Krishna, tasmat, therefore, pranidhaya pranamya, I surrender to you totally. Kayam, I fall at your feet, which is a sign of what? Surrender. Prasadaye tvam aham isham idyam. Okay, so may you bless me, because you are the, isham idyam, the one who is the worshipable, the one who is puja arha, the worshipable Lord you are. And then please give me the prasada. That means what? Let your grace be on me. I surrender to you. And piteva putrasya, like a father lovingly forgives a child for any of the problems created by the child. Sakheva sakhyuhu, as a friend forgets and forgives any of the small problems that a friend has created for him or her. Priya, okay, priyaha priyaya, as a loved one forgives and, absorbs whatever small kind of things that are done by a loved person. A loved one forgives and forgets the one he or she loves. In that way, hey Lord, may you please tolerate all my whatever my shortcomings have been, however I have behaved with you. Now this is a kind of thing where many times we all say that, no, sometimes we are overwhelmed by so many things. Oh, if I have done anything wrong, if something has gone wrong, please forgive me, please excuse me, all these things are there. So even now Arjuna is in that mood, but he's seriously saying that with this stuti. Now he's surrendering to Ishvara, and he's trying to say that just like, so please, you will be able to uh, bear it, kind of kindly bear with me, kindly bear with whatever I have done, and forgive me if any time I have been unreasonable with you, I have not been nice to you, and if I have insulted you in any way. Hey Lord, after seeing you now, I understand you are not merely my friend, and every time in every situation you were there to help us. Not only that, you went yourself as a duta for for sandhi, for the war, and you offered yourself to me in this war, and I treated you like a sarathi. you know Take my ratha to the middle of the battlefield and let me see who all is there ready, who's gathered here to fight me. Miss ratha me sthapaya achyuta. So take me. And then here Krishna is the one who's facing all the arrows that are coming to Arjuna. That is the significance of Krishna being the Sarathi. What does it mean? Sarathi is in front, the Rathi is behind. So whatever comes danger, it has to pass through Krishna, God. And when God is in front of us, when Bhagavan is in front of us, what can touch us? That is the significance of Krishna being the Sarathi. Everything that comes to him first, but nothing can touch him. It will just go away. And that is how Arjuna is protected. Even when it came to Karna releasing the Nagastra, what did Krishna do? He just pressed with his great toe, and the Ratha went 6 inches down into the earth, and the Nagastra just took away Arjuna's kirita. Arjuna's pride was gone. That's all. His head was not gone. Only his kirita went. So in this way, when Krishna has been, in and through Arjuna's and Pandava's life, naturally Arjuna is going to feel that now when he has seen that this person is not merely my friend, but he's Narayana. So naturally, this kind of a feeling of expression, a feeling of, glorifying what he's saying is very, very valid. Though he repeats it many, many times. When we are under some kind of a fear or stress, many times, we repeat the same thing again and again. And that's what is happening in Arjuna, who is dumbfolded literally by whatever is being seen by him. So we'll stop with this, and in the next session, we will probably complete the 11th chapter. ॐ नन्दन्तु साधका सर्वे विनश्यन्तु विदूषकाः अवस्थाशाम्भवी मेस्तु प्रसन्नोऽस्तु गुरुः सदा सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखमाप्नुयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।